Hey guys, my name is Daniel Mutheki. I'd like to thank you all so much for joining me today. Most importantly, I'd like us all to thank God, because if it's not for God, you wouldn't have had the chance to have seen a day such as this. I always sensitize you, and I'll never stop, that it's paramount, absolutely important, that you give thanks to God for the gift which is a new day. Guys, as usual, I normally leave my social media details right on the screen there. And so if you'd like to reach out to me, you'd like to contact me in case of any questions, any concerns, anything you'd like to talk about, feel free, chat me up on my social media pages, drop me an email, and I'll do my very best to try and revert to each and every one of you. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, feel free, press the subscription button, and do not forget the notification bell so that you can be notified when we post a new video, which by God's grace is normally each and every Sunday. Guys, one other thing, if these videos that we do, if they inspire you, if they motivate you, if they bless you, remember to like them and share them with many other people so that we can spread this message far and wide. Well guys, it's a new week, new video, and I'd like us to continue on the series that we've been doing, which has been emotional masking. You know, we've talked about what emotional masking is. We've talked about why some people tend to do it. We've talked about consequences of emotional masking. And I think today's time we talk about how do I get out of emotional suppression? How do I stop emotional masking? Because we realized that this only causes harm to you and to those around you and to those you love. And so today I'd like us to talk about that. And basically, there are a few important things and pointers that you must remember to do. Number one, you must come to terms with the emotions that you have. You know, a lot of us are very good at dealing with positive emotions, but that which we call negative emotions, we're very poor in dealing with. You know, when you're sad, when you're angry, when you feel a negative emotion, a lot of us have not been cultured to know how to deal with them. And so the first and most important thing is to identify and accept that you are going through something that is not positive, something that is heavy on you, something that is a burden upon you. You know, when I read the scriptures in the book of Ecclesiastes, you know, the writer writes and says that there is nothing new under the sun. And that scripture normally encourages me a lot. You know, what does it tell me? That Daniel, whatever it is you're going through, you're not the first person to have gone through it. And you will not be the last. Many have gone through it, and many have finally gotten out on the other end, being positive. And so it's important for you to embrace that emotional space you're in. You know, could be negative. Embrace it. Understand it. Say, you know what? I know I'm going through this. And the most important thing is once that is done, we move on to the next step. You must understand what triggers that negative emotion. You know, self-awareness, self-knowledge, self-understanding is the most primary thing that you can do in this journey of emotional masking. You know, sit down and ask yourself, at what point, at what stage do I get these negative emotions? What causes them? What triggers them? You know, so for some of you could be certain environments you've allowed yourself to be in. And those environments more often than not bring about these negative feelings that you have or these emotions. Some of you could be some relationships you're in. Some of you could be where you go each and every day and spend your time. Some of you could be memories of things gone past. And so it's absolutely important that you sit down and analyze when, how, and what causes these negative emotions to be active within me. What triggers them, what spikes them. Because once you know that, then at least you're halfway to understanding how to deal with them. Thirdly, it's absolutely important that you seek help. We've grown up in a society where sometimes seeking help has been deemed to be weakness. And so a lot of people have opted to suffer in silence, especially the males, the men in society. A lot of you out there have opted to suffer in silence. You don't want to seek help because you feel as though if I go and share my challenges with somebody, it is showing my weakness. And so today I want to urge you, seek professional help where possible. A lot of outlets are offering mental support. The Kenya government as well is doing so. In Kenyatta National Hospital, you'll go and get these services available. We have private institutions that offer this help as well. Make sure you do so. Another thing is, within your circles, identify somebody you can talk to. There's a man who said, not everyone has a right to speak into your life. And so a lot of you find yourselves even deeper in emotional masking. Why? Because you shared your issues with the wrong person. And so instead of them helping you, they magnified the problem. Maybe they went and shared it with others. Maybe they went and gossiped behind your back and it hurt you. And so it created a fence within you that you no longer are willing to share your issues with people. But the problem is you shared it with the wrong person. So you must identify people around your spaces who you can honestly have a conversation with. And those people, one thing, must be people who are able or capable of giving you a solution to it. So don't share your problems with people who are unable to give you solutions. If you do that, that's called venting. Okay? You're just removing, you're decompressing, but then you're not looking for a solution. But if you need someone to help you with a solution, seek help from the right people. So those 3 points primarily are for those who are going through emotional suppression. Now, I want to talk about friends of those people who we know are going through emotional masking or emotional suppression. As a friend, you also need to do a few things that can help this person get better. Number 1, please ask the question, are you okay? How are you doing? Is everything okay? The thing is, this question must only be asked when you're willing to listen to the answer. A lot of times you ask this question when you're in a rush. Hey, what's up? Are you okay? Good. Then you walk away. You have no time to look at the person and probably decode that what they're telling you, something is being hidden. And so take your time and ask your friend, hi, how are you doing? Are you okay? Is everything fine? Most often than not, they will still mask a little bit, but you can have the ability to penetrate through and tell them no. Normally when you're okay, you behave in this other way. But when you're hiding something, when you're going through something, this is how you normally react. I'm here to listen to you and I want you to be better. And so that's step number 1. Step number 2 is you must be willing to direct them to the right person. I always say, unless you are a professional, you might not have solutions to somebody who's going through deep emotional states of hurt or pain or mental challenges. You might not be in a position to help them. And so it's important that you have speed dial. Find out who are these institutions who offer counseling, offer therapy, offer help. So make sure you have them on your speed dial, because then you can refer your friend or your loved one to go and get the professional help that they need. The third step is once they uptick. First, let me go back. Why am I saying that you need to take this step of sending them to a professional? Because what you are is simply a first aider. Okay? A first aider does not do operation on an injured person. A first aider only manages the situation at that moment and takes the person to where they require the help. And so that's what we are as friends. Be a first aider. Identify the problem, manage it slowly, and send them to where they'll get help. So the third point that I was saying is once they have accepted to seek help, It is your role as a friend, as a buddy, as a family member, as a loved one, to follow up. Follow up with that person. Constant calls. Not constant, but at least follow up with them and find out how are they doing. Is there any improvement? Have they understood why they were going through what they were going through? And that will make that person believe and feel as though somebody cares about them. And so remember, guys, we must show that we care. A lot of people suffer in this world because they have a feeling that nobody cares about them. So take your time and share your care with others. Have honest concern for people. Care about them. Be kind to them. And love them. Because that's what we need as human beings. A little bit of love, a little bit of care, a little bit of concern. And we will all get out of this emotional mess that has been tagging us and holding us back and stopping us from achieving that gift, that purpose, that ability that God has put in each and every one of us. And so, my friends, as you go through this whole series of emotional masking, we've come to the end of it, but I pray that you will be able to follow the steps we've talked about to ensure that by the end of this series, you no longer mask your emotions. Because we discovered one thing: masking your emotions is dangerous to your health. Until next time, may the Lord bless you, may He keep you, may He shine His face upon you and be gracious to you. Take care, my friends, and God bless.